Hi, my name is Christina Wren, and I will be speaking on the effects of divorce on children. My mom, brother, sister, and I had just moved into our new house, but everything was not the way that it was supposed to be. Every night, my dad would come to see us and spend a few hours hanging out. I was 14 years old at the time, and instead of pretending that I was happy, I would just sit at the top of my stairs while my dad was visiting. My mind was filled with anger towards the man I once thought was a hero. I knew that every night my dad would visit us, and every night my dad would have to leave again and again. Divorce is becoming more and more common in today's society. Parents do not seem to be aware of how divorce can affect a child and turn their world upside down. It is very important to be mindful of these effects and ways to help children adjust to the changes that divorce brings. I have decided to speak about the effects of divorce on children because this is something that I personally experienced along with my siblings. It was a huge event in my life, and I know that I was affected in some ways. Also, I would like to prevent other children from being severely affected by informing parents about what they can do to help the child adjust. Today, I will be focusing on the statistics relating to divorce, the short-term effects on children, the long-term effects on children, and tips to reduce or prevent such effects, as well as ways to help children adjust to the situation. First, I'm going to state some statistics relating to divorce. During the 1950s to 1970, divorce was very rare. Then beginning in the 70s, people started looking at divorce in a new light, and it has become rather common in this day and age. As you can see in this line graph, the rates have decreased since the peak in the 1980s. This is because more people are waiting to get married at an older age. According to Max Sugar, an MD, approximately 1 out of 4 marriages in the United States currently ends in divorce, and about 2/3 of them involve children. About 50% of all North American children will witness a divorce of their parents, and about half of those will witness the breakup of a parent's second marriage. According to the CDC's National Vital Statistics System, in 2011, the divorce rate was at 3.6 per 1,000 people. When compared to the 6.8 marriage rate in 2011, the overall divorce rate was about 40%. Now that we have learned some statistics involving divorce in children, I'm going to move on to the short-term effects of divorce. The most common short-term effect of divorce on children is their change in behavior. Carl Zenmeister states that in the early months after divorce, young children often seem less imaginative and more repetitive. They tend to be more dependent, demanding, unaffectionate, and disobedient. They may lash out because of anger and sadness that has built up inside, and they also seem to become overly stressed. Another short-term effect on children shortly after the divorce is the fear of abandonment. Children tend to lose trust in their parents and may feel that they will be left again. They also feel a loss of love and sometimes blame themselves for their parents' breakup. Short-term effects are noticeable, but as we move on to the long-term effects, you will see that these are much more severe. The most prevalent long-term effect of divorce on children is the change in the parent-child relationship. Children usually grow apart from one or both parents and may even lose contact with one or both parents. They may resent their parents and they may even blame themselves, as I stated earlier, for this outcome. Another effect is that children tend to have a reduced psychological and social adjustment. There is a chance for higher levels of depression, learning disabilities, and trouble with peers. There's a risk for lower academic performance, antisocial or delinquent behavior, reduced social competence, and lower self-esteem. Now that I have informed you on the short and long-term effects of divorce, we can move on to ways to prevent or reduce these effects and help children to adjust to the situation that has occurred. There are 4 things that parents can do to optimize a healthy outcome for the child after a divorce. The first is to make sure that the child continues to function well in school, with peers, in activities, and in areas of self-esteem. Next, be sure that the child has a routine in the home to ensure stability. Also, parents need to be open and willing to answer any questions that the child may have to make sense of the divorce. And finally, each parent should facilitate a good relationship between them and the child. So today we have learned some statistics of divorce, the short and long-term effects of divorce, as well as ways to prevent or reduce those effects and help the child adjust to the divorce. I just want to let everyone know that as parents choose divorce as a solution, I do ask them to keep their child's best interest in mind and focus on helping the child adjust to the situation that is occurring. Thank you.